What is going on, you guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to the channel. So I just got home from seeing Uncharted and I have some thoughts, so let's talk about it. Uncharted is directed by Ruben Fleischer and stars Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg as his partner, Sully, as the two embark on a journey to discover the greatest treasure that has never been found. So prior to the early reviews of this film being released, I was pretty excited to see this. I'm a big sucker for adventure movies and I love Tom Holland, plus I hadn't played any of the Uncharted games, so I had no prior expectations for the way that the character of Nathan Drake should be portrayed. So I knew that based off the trailers, this movie wasn't going to be Shakespearean, especially when I saw the flying pirate ships in the trailer. But honestly, lately Sony has been just on a roll with the films that they've been producing, so I figured I'd give the movie the benefit of the doubt, and then those early reviews came out, and I think right now it's either sitting at 39% or 40% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I just want to say that I completely disagree with that. I know this movie isn't going to win any awards, but I'd be lying to you guys if I said I didn't have a smile on my face the entire runtime of this film. The main standout in this film is the chemistry between Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Not every single joke or quip necessarily lands, but when they do, they are hilarious. I thought that the rest of the cast as a whole did a fine job. I do think Antonio Banderas' character was, or just Antonio Banderas in general, was just completely underused, especially the way that his character, the way that his storyline wraps up. I didn't like it. Once again, as a whole, the cast did a fine job, but other than Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, those were the two main standouts of the film. And I would like to say that there is a scene towards the latter half of the film between Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland. It's a big emotional moment for Nathan Drake's character, and Tom Holland just reminded me in that scene that this kid is a really good actor. He's not just Spider-Man. He's not just an action star that can do a bunch of backflips. He's actually got a lot of range to his acting ability. Now, how was the action? That's the big question of the day. This is an Uncharted film. There's going to be a shit ton of action. So how was it? Overall, I felt it was very well choreographed. I really enjoyed the stunts and just the way they fought. It was really interesting. I wish that Hollywood would move away from this shaky cam action sequences. Like, you figure with movies like John Wick and Atomic Blonde and just countless other examples of those types of films where they have long one-ers. If you guys don't know what one-ers are, they're just one-take shots. The action sequences with those one-take shots immerse the viewer into what's going on in the scene, especially because you get a clearer picture of the environment, and the environment around the characters is what's really important in a action scene. Of course, it has to look cool with the choreography, but if a scene's environment is not clear to the viewer, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes during this film, the environment in which the characters are fighting in, it is very hard to see what's going on in some scenes. Thankfully, that's not in every scene, or else I probably wouldn't even be making this review, just because if the action in this film is not at least decent, then there's no point in me even talking about it, because that's what this movie is for. It's for action sequences. Yeah, so if this film does get a sequel, which I hope it does, because I do want to see where these characters go next. I just want to see the direction of the action, kind of step it up a little bit. Take some notes from John Wick or Atomic Blonde or Peppermint, or just, there's so many action films that I can The Raid, Old Boy, just take some notes off of those movies. They have been done before. I'm just a big stickler for the shaky cam shit, especially after what was Snake Eyes, that fucking god-awful movie. I digress. Overall, the script flowed fairly well, and you understand the motivations behind each character. It's just, when it comes to what is known as the double cross in adventure films or games, whatever we're talking about, that's gonna happen, because, you know, you're going after a treasure that's worth $5 billion. There's a lot of greed involved in this story, but the double crosses in this film, there are so many, you can probably count them on both your hands and toes. That's an exaggeration, but there are so many in this movie that it was really hard to tell who you can trust besides Nate. And I get that was kind of what the filmmakers were wanting to go for, but I don't know, I felt half of the movie not knowing if Sully was his real friend or if he was just some guy trying to fuck him over. And my other complaints about the writing is more directed towards what they could have done with certain ideas in the movie as opposed to what they did, if that makes sense. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is that there were a lot of great ideas in this film that I felt like they could have expanded on, but they just didn't. So, like I said earlier, hopefully we get a sequel so we can see those ideas fleshed out a little more, because especially when it comes to the relationship between Sully and Nate's brother, I really want to see how that relationship was and what went on between the two of them. But overall, you guys, I had a great time with Uncharted. Yes, The script isn't as solid as The Godfather, and the action isn't filmed as great as maybe as a John Wick would be, but it's definitely entertaining, and I do not think it warrants the 39% that it has on Rotten Tomatoes. And I understand that to diehard fans of the video game, getting behind a younger Nathan Drake is going to be very difficult, but if you can set all of your expectations aside at the door before you go in to see the movie, I think you're going to have a pretty good time, just like I did. I'm going to give Uncharted a 3 out of 5. Have you guys seen Uncharted? What did you guys think about it? Please feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and let's start a dialogue. Thank you guys all so much again for watching. It really means the world to me. I hope you guys have a terrific rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.